Welcome to this explainer. If you followed that historic World Cup clash between France and Morocco, you probably remember that the absolute loudest noise happened completely off the pitch, while the most clinical silence happened right on it. It was this truly fascinating collision of massive cultural narratives and just ruthless tactical execution. Today, we're going to break down exactly how it all unfolded, and we'll separate that viral drama from the footballing reality. So here is our quick roadmap for today. First up, number 1, the pre-match viral debate. Then we'll break down number 2, France's clinical 2-0 victory. Number 3 covers Morocco's remarkable historic run. Then we'll hit number 4, social media's quick reactions. And finally, we'll wrap things up with number 5, looking ahead to France's 2026 World Cup chances. All right, let's kick things off with section 1, the pre-match viral debate. So, before a single ball was even kicked, one of the biggest talking points of the entire quarterfinals had literally nothing to do with football. A massive conversation just exploded online around this viral statement claiming the squad was exclusively representing Morocco rather than the broader African continent. It was captured perfectly in this quote, "Playing for Morocco, not Africa." And this instantly transformed the pregame vibe from a standard tactical preview into this huge global conversation about representation, diaspora, and identity. Whether observers actually agreed with the sentiment or not, it added a seriously heavy, complex layer of debate to the matchup. Suddenly, we weren't just talking about formations and starting lineups, right? We were talking about the deep complexity of national identity in modern football, turning a sporting event into a major cultural flashpoint. Moving right along to Section 2, France's clinical 2-0 victory. But as we see time and time again in high-stakes knockout football, that outside noise completely vanishes the moment the game actually starts. All those viral tweets, the deep dive think pieces, the endless cultural debates, they just evaporate the exact second the referee blows the whistle. Suddenly, the geometry of the pitch replaces the chaos of the timeline. The narratives get left entirely on the sidelines, and the only reality that actually matters is the 90 minutes of football happening between those white lines. Because on the pitch, that reality was dictated entirely by France, who walked away with a really decisive 2-0 victory. And here's the thing, they didn't do it by overwhelming Morocco with endless possession. No, it was a calculated tactical masterclass in tournament football. France actually allowed Morocco to have the ball. They deliberately sat deep and struck incredibly early to completely dictate the game state. By scoring in those first 5 minutes, France fundamentally altered the tactical landscape. They didn't need to chase the game anymore. They forced Morocco to try and break them down. It turned a highly emotional matchup into a cold, calculated exercise in game management. France's formula in these massive moments is honestly terrifyingly simple. They absorb pressure without panicking. They remain perfectly calm when the opponent pushes forward. They wait for a single mistake, and then they punish it absolutely ruthlessly. Being clinical isn't just about taking lots of shots. It's about maximizing those minimal opportunities. And keeping a clean sheet against a Moroccan team that had literally been tearing through opposing defenses all turn art, that was the ultimate proof of France's defensive discipline. It was just a perfectly managed game from a squad that knows exactly how to navigate the high stakes of a World Cup. Which brings us to Section 3, Morocco's remarkable historic run. Now, look, despite that 2-0 loss, it is absolutely crucial we acknowledge the incredible historic impact of this Moroccan squad. They didn't just show up to participate, they became the first African nation to ever reach a World Cup semifinal. I mean, they genuinely made history here, inspiring millions of fans all over the globe. From packed cafes in Casablanca to the bustling streets of Paris and living rooms everywhere, they painted a picture of incredible skill, tactical brilliance, and just sheer resilience. They definitively proved they belong right up there among the world's best teams, bringing totally unprecedented joy and global attention to their footballing program, even if France just had a more ruthless level of execution on that particular day. And that takes us to Section 4, social media's quick reactions. Well, once the dust settled on the pitch, the internet got right back to doing what it does best, rapid-fire post-match banter. Social media was incredibly quick to joke about that intense pre-match viral debate we talked about earlier. Fans were pointing out the irony with quotes like, "If Morocco said they were playing for Morocco, then they went home representing Morocco too." It's honestly a perfect encapsulation of modern football fandom. That very debate that made the pre-match atmosphere so tense and heavy, it was instantly diffused and repurposed into a meme the moment the final whistle blew. It just goes to show, the internet never, ever misses an opportunity for a clever punchline to tie the final result straight back to the pre-match headlines. Finally, let's look ahead with Section 5, France's 2026 World Cup chances. So, looking past all the internet jokes and the immediate aftermath of this single match, the much bigger story moving forward is all about France's sustained, pretty much unstoppable momentum on the world stage. France is peaking at exactly the right time, and they remain the absolute strongest contender out there. Why? It's their incredibly deep talent pool, the sheer youth of their rising stars, and their total mastery of this ruthless tournament style. They aren't just winning individual games, they're demonstrating a repeatable formula for sustained success. And this clinical approach, it makes them an inevitable force looking ahead to the 2026 World Cup in North America. Which brings us to the ultimate takeaway you should have from this explainer. The big lesson here isn't just that France won a football match. It's that they've perfected a formula that completely ignores outside noise and strictly handles business on the pitch. So the real question for 2026 isn't just, can anyone beat them on the pitch? It's whether any team in the world has the mental discipline and tactical patience to actually outlast them. Can anyone stop Les Bleus? What do you think? Keep seeking out the reality behind the noise, and we'll see you next time.